Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jauza Mutiara Adinda, and I'm from the Primary School Teacher Education Study Program and from class SD 24F. Here, I will present the result of my work from session 14, the segment Scientific Paper, Academic English Course. In this session 15, segment, I will present the result of my work entitled Education Innovation, the Role of Teacher in Implementing Project-Based Learning, Method of Enchance Study Creativity. Okay, let me start. Now, abstract. The study examined the complex effect of project-based learning students' creativity by conducting a thorough literature review. It emphasizes how project-based learning settings foster a sense of ownership over student learning process and increase their intrinsic motivation. Additionally, the research explored a number of aspects of creativity, such as originality, different thinking, and the capacity to integrate data from several sources. According to the investigation, teachers need to have certain competence in order to successfully implement project-based learning. These competencies include strong content knowledge that enable teachers to provide pertinent context and support effective facilitation skills that allow them to stir discussion and promote student collaboration, and adaptive assessment strategies that emphasize assessing student progress based on creativity and teamwork rather than traditional methods. This study also highlights the value of teacher professional development programs that give teachers the skill and technique they need to successfully apply project-based learning. The ultimate goal of the research into the set like on how teachers make use project-based learning to develop dynamic learning environment that fosters students' creativity while also preparing them for problems in the future. By breaking theoretical frameworks with practical application, this paper contributes to ongoing discourse on educational innovation and underscores the critical role of teachers as facilitators of creative learning experience. Next, introduction. Traditional educational paradigms that place a premium on rote memorization and standardized testing are coming under pressure as creativity is increasingly seen as critical talent for success in the 21st century. Teachers are looking for better ways to influence their students and foster their creativity through active participation in projects that tackle real-world problems. Students can learn through project-based learning, a promising pedagogical technique. The purpose of the essay is to examine how instructors can play a variety of roles in project-based learning implementation, and how their participation can greatly foster student creativity. Project-based learning is one such new trend that has attracted a lot of interest as a potential effective effective teaching strategy. Project-based learning enables students to learn by actively participating in projects that tackle real-world problems, in contrast to traditional teaching approaches that mainly concentrate on imparting knowledge through lecture and textbook reading. In addition to improving cognitive development, this interactive method fosters vital life skills like problem solving, teamwork, and critical thinking. Furthermore, project-based learning actually fits the objective state in a number of national framework and standard for education. One fundamental component of project-based learning is the emphasis on interdisciplinary connection and hands-on experimentation found in a program like STEM, education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The significance of holistic education that incorporates the art, humanity, and science is also emphasized by international standards like UNESCO guidance. Next is literature review. 1 Project-based learning overview. Project-based learning is an instructional methodology that emphasizes student-driven exploration and inquiry through project, according to Thomas 2000. Entitled students working on a project for a long time, culminating in a presentation of public result, because it emphasizes experiential learning over passive information absorption. This method stands in stark contrast to standard teaching methods. Project-based learning improves a number of educational outcomes, according to research, including 1. Critical thinking. First, critical thinking. Students involved in project-based learning learn to study problems systematically, evaluate overall solutions attentively, and make educated decisions based on comprehensive consideration. This approach develops logical reasoning and sharpens their analytical skills. Second, cooperation. Student communication abilities are improved when they collaborate in groups during project-based learning lessons. Building a building habit through time makes require attentive listening, constructive communication, and conflict resolution, all of which are necessary of teamwork. Additionally, working with people from different backgrounds broadens student perspective and introduces them to of variety of approach to problem solving. Third is creativity. Encouraging students to think innovatively is one of the hallmark characteristics of project-based learning. By tackling complex problems head-on, students are incentivized to conceptualize novel solutions rather than relying to conceptual wisdom alone. This creative freedom stimulates imagination and inspires originality among young minds. 2.2 is the role of teacher in project-based learning. In place of only imparting knowledge, teacher facilitate the project-based learning process. Among their responsibility are: first is guidance, giving guidance and assistance. Teachers are essential in helping students navigate each phase of project lifestyle. From the first brainstorming session to the final presentation, professors provide guidance to help students overcome any challenges they may have. This advice guarantees that students maintain a clear understanding of what has to be done while being committed to reaching their goals. Important facts of advice consists of: one, first is establishing speech goals. Two is giving constructive criticism, and last is fostering independence. Second is research provision, providing the record, equipment, and materials. Having access to the right research is essential for project-based learning implementation to be successful. Teachers are in the chain of acquiring or providing all the research, knowledge, and equipment needed to complete projects successfully. This scope include physical equipment, digital software, or even outside collaboration with professionals in the field. Among the crucial elements of research proposing are: first is finding relevant research, providing equitable access for students, and last is keeping up to date. And third is assessment. Assessing development using mascure other than conventional text search and assessment rate are two examples of quantitative metrics that are frequently overused in traditional grading schemes. But evaluating student success in project-based learning calls for a more sophisticated strategy, one that considers not only traditional measures but also creativity, teamwork, and overall project outcomes. Project-based learning especially is largely reliant on teacher involvement and capacity to foster a positive learning environment. Next is methodology. 3.1 is study, design, and scope. To gather reliable and validate information about the effectiveness of project-based learning or PjBL across various education contexts. This study employs a systematic literature review methodology that focuses exclusively in peer-reviewed article, reputable educational journal, and relevant case studies. 3.2 Educational context. The review covers a variety of educational settings, including primary, secondary, and higher education institutions. Each setting presents unique opportunities and challenges for effectively implementing project-based learning. And understanding how project-based learning operates within the deserved context is essential for identifying best practices that can be widely adopted. Next, 3.3 is STEM identified. The literature review reveals several important themes. First, teacher role in facilitating learning. Teachers are essential in planning project-based learning exercise. They guarantee that students receive enough direction while preserving enough freedom for self-directed learning. Second, creation of supportive environment. Teachers need to create a welcoming environment in the classroom where students are at ease taking change and trying a novel concept. Last is adaptive teaching strategies. Flexibility becomes essential when tackling with unpredictable situations arising during project execution. Skilled teachers adjust their tactics accordingly to keep pace with unfolding events. Next is 3.4 Resolve for student. First, cognitive development. Engage in meaningful tasks. Students exhibit marked improvement in critical thinking skill. They learn analyze problems systematically, evaluate options logically, and arrive at informed conclusion. Second is effective change. Participation in project-based learning lead to increased motivation among students. The sense of accomplishment derived from completing project but moral significance. Thus is behavioral skills. Observational studies suggest that collaborative and effort foster better social interacting among classmates. Respectful dialogue reflects competitive tension commonly seen in traditional class. Next is findings. 4.1 Impact on student creativity. A. Project-based learning and increased creativity have a strong association. The result of this study unequivocally saw that interested student creativity and the use of project-based learning are significantly correlated. Students' ability to think critically come up with innovative ideas and work cooperatively with their classmates all significantly improve when they engage in project-based learning. B is better idea generation. Project-based learning project gives students the opportunity to delve deeply into subject and create a space where they feel free to voice their ideas. This openness encourage diversity in ideas, enabling students to conceive novel solutions that might not arise through traditional teaching methods. Project-based learning sessions allow for spontaneity, which is essential for igniting creativity because there are two right rules. Next is a key is a key component of project-based learning and is enhanced critical thinking. Students are expected to assess suggestions, take into account many viewpoints, and choose the best course of action. Their analytical abilities are honed by this demanding review process, which help them see connection and patterns that other world miss. Students gain sophisticated critical thinking skill necessary for resolving difficult issues by frequently challenging presumption and accept convention. D is successful peer cooperation. The foundation of project-based learning is collaboration. Group projects encourage students to communicate clearly, listen intently, exchange knowledge, and make reasonable concessions. By utilizing group expertise, this type of collaboration creates connection between topics that appear to be unrelated. Individual contributions are amplified and richer results are produced by the synergy that results from collaborative efforts than from solo initiative alone. Next is point two, 4.2 is teacher competition. To successfully implement project-based learning, teachers must develop specific competencies. First is facilitation skill. Effective teacher create discussion, encourage student participation, and help resolve conflicts within teams. Next is context knowledge. A depth understanding of the subject matter enable teacher to provide relevant context and support for project. Assessment skill teacher must be adapted at evaluating student work based on creativity and collaboration rather than solely on content knowledge. Additionally, teachers will be trained in using formative assessment technique that provide ongoing feedback through the project process. Next is discussion. 5.1. Transitioning to project-based learning is essential training in initiatives for teacher. Program for preparing teacher must undergo significant change when they switch from traditional teaching technique to project-based learning. Maximizing the benefit of project-based learning requires that teachers have the necessary tools to implement it successfully. Mentorship programs, collaborative communities, and professional development are essential in the following areas. Next, 5.2 is workshop for professional development. School ought to make a commitment to provide regular training sessions focus on creative teaching technique. The goal of this workshop is to close the gap between contemporary student-centered methods like project-based learning and traditional pedagogy. The following subjects may be discussed in this workshop. First is creating engaging project, strategy for creating excitement that support curriculum objective and maintain student motivation. Next is facilitating classroom dynamic, technique for overseeing group project, settling disputes, and creating a positive learning atmosphere. Third is assessment redesign. Innovative method of gauging student development then take into account creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving abilities in addition to more conventional criteria. Last is technology integration. Technology integration is the process of using digital tools to improve them team communication, expert project management, and other instant feedback. Next, 5.3 Community for collaborative learning. Another essential component of successfully project-based learning implementation in the establishment of forums where educators may discuss best practical and experience. Teachers can share success stories through collaborative learning communities. Finding reproducible tactic is aided by sharing example about successful project complete in the class. Example, take one obstacle together. When instructors work together to solve problems, they feel less alone when they encounter similar challenges. Take note of your errors during the trial and error strategies. Avoiding the mistake made my colleagues save time and effort. Last is continue to gain inspiration. Teachers who are constantly exposed to new concepts stay enthusiastic and avoid monetary related burnout. So, we in conclusion plus my presentation. Okay, that's in conclusion. My conclusion in educational context, project-based learning present a priceless chain to foster student creativity. Teachers play a critical part in the process when they apply project-based learning well. Student engagement and creativity output can significantly increase. It is crucial that teacher preparation program change the education advance in order to equip teacher for the difficult of leading creative learning experience. Future students will concentrate on reading through frameworks for teacher professional development that highlight the abilities to prepare for project-based learning development to be successful. So that's my presentation for my statement session 15 of academic English. So thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.